What if everything we know about human history is only the last chapter of a much older story? Imagine a world where ancient cities stood long before the pyramids. Imagine technology so advanced that it vanished without leaving a trace. Now picture this. In 2025, new discoveries are starting to rewrite everything. From underwater ruins to impossible stone structures carved with precision we still can't match. Why do so many ancient cultures talk about a great reset? And why were these clues buried, ignored, or dismissed? Stay with me, because the truth hidden beneath our feet might be older, stranger, and far more connected than we ever imagined. Let's start with the hard evidence stone structures that defy our understanding of the past. Places like Pumapunku in Bolivia feature H-blocks cut from one of the hardest stones on Earth, with a precision that even our modern laser tools would find challenging. These aren't just rough-hewn blocks. We're talking about perfect right angles, smooth surfaces, and intricate interlocking designs. The official story says this was done with simple Bronze Age tools. But how? How do you carve diorite so perfectly without advanced machinery? And it's not just Pumapunku. All over the world, we find these megalithic puzzles. Think of the massive stones at Baalbek in Lebanon, some weighing over 1,000 tons. How are they transported and lifted into place? These questions aren't meant to dismiss the ingenuity of our ancestors, but to ask if there's a missing piece of the puzzle. Could they have had access to a technology or a knowledge that we have since lost? This idea of a lost golden age isn't just found in stone, it's woven into the very fabric of our oldest stories. Nearly every ancient culture on the planet, from the Sumerians to the Mayans, from the Aboriginals in Australia to the tribes of the Americas, tells a similar tale. They speak of a time long ago when gods walked among mortals, when knowledge was given from the heavens, and when a great catastrophe, often a massive flood, wiped the slate clean, forcing humanity to start over. Plato wrote about Atlantis, a sophisticated island nation that sank beneath the waves in a single day and night. Hindu texts describe cycles of time called yugas, with previous ages possessing far more advanced technology and spiritual wisdom. Are these all just coincidences? Or are these myths the fragmented memories of a real, shared, global history? A history of a civilization that was so advanced, yet so fragile, that it was erased by a worldwide event. And where would a civilization like that go? Well, much of it could be right under our noses, hidden beneath the waves. Remember, at the end of the last ice age, around 12,000 years ago, sea levels were drastically lower, up to 400 feet lower than they are today. This means that vast coastal plains, areas where humans would have naturally settled, are now deep underwater. And this is where things get exciting. In recent years, advanced sonar and underwater drones have started revealing what's down there, off the coast of India, in the Gulf of Cambay. They found the submerged ruins of a massive city, now called the Dwarka Ruins, dating back over 9,000 years. In Japan, the Yonaguni Monument is a massive stone structure that looks like a terraced pyramid, sitting 60 feet below the surface. While some geologists argue it's a natural formation, others are convinced its sharp angles and distinct steps are man-made. As our underwater mapping technology improves, we are finding more and more of these anomalies. We are literally peeling back the ocean to reveal a lost world. The connections don't stop at myths or underwater ruins. They're carved into the very architecture of ancient sites separated by thousands of miles of ocean. How is it that we find pyramids in Egypt, Mexico, Cambodia, and China? Why do we see the same spiral and serpent symbols in ancient Ireland and among the Hopi people of North America? Look at the Master of Animals motif, a figure holding two animals, which appears in Sumerian, Egyptian, and Indus Valley art, almost simultaneously. Mainstream history suggests that these cultures developed in isolation, but the evidence points toward a different story. A story of a connected global network. A seafaring culture that shared knowledge, technology, and symbolism across continents long before we thought it was possible. The similarities are too numerous and too specific to be just coincidence. It suggests a common ancestor, a mother culture whose influence spread across the globe before it vanished. This brings us to the biggest puzzle of all: the how. Beyond just lifting heavy stones, many of these ancient sites exhibit a level of scientific and astronomical knowledge that is simply astounding. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is aligned to true north with a precision that we didn't match until the 18th century. Its dimensions incorporate mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio. Sites like Stonehenge in England and Newgrange in Ireland are perfect astronomical calendars, aligned to track solstices and equinoxes. How did they know this? How did they achieve this level of precision without satellites, computers, or modern surveying equipment? Some artifacts, like the Antikythera mechanism and ancient Greek analog computer used to predict astronomical positions, show a level of mechanical engineering that was unseen again for another 1,000 years. It's as if fragments of a much higher science were left scattered across the ancient world. Hints of a knowledge that we are only just beginning to rediscover. So why is this all coming to a head in 2025? Because for the first time in history, we have the tools to connect all these dots on a global scale. We're not just relying on dusty books or manual digs anymore. Satellite archaeology, using ground-penetrating radar from space, is revealing buried structures in deserts and jungles that were invisible to the naked eye. LiDAR technology is stripping away jungle canopies to show the true extent of ancient cities in the Amazon. And perhaps, most importantly, artificial intelligence is now being used to analyze vast datasets of ancient texts, symbols, and architectural plans, finding connections and patterns that no human could ever spot alone. We are on the brink of a revolution in our understanding of the past. The year 2025 isn't just a date. It represents this new era of discovery, where technology is finally catching up to the mysteries of our ancestors. So what does this all mean? It means we have to be willing to ask the big questions. We have to be curious enough to challenge the neat and tidy timeline of history we were taught in school. The evidence suggests that our story is not a simple, linear progression from cavemen to smartphones. It's a story of cycles, of great rises, and catastrophic falls. There are entire chapters of our own story that have been lost, and we are just now finding the torn pages. The next time you look at a map of the world, don't just see the continents as they are now. Imagine them with lower sea levels. Imagine a network of cities along those ancient coastlines. Imagine a civilization that understood the stars, that mastered stonework, and that was connected across the globe. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a genuine scientific and historical investigation. The truth is out there, waiting to be rediscovered. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into our hidden past. If these ideas sparked your curiosity, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries that history forgot. And I want to hear from you. What ancient mystery fascinates you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning and never stop exploring.